Hi, Cozy Adventures. We are getting into exploring the last big category of fragrances that I have various samples and bottles of that I haven't explored yet. And yeah, when I finish with these and maybe do a round of like summery vanillas and gourmands, I will be done with like all these categories really for the year and move into a new year of perfume exploration, probably where I'll do more things like having a tray for each month where I'm like going deeper into my exploration, because I've just been trying so many different fragrances. I haven't just been like able to just enjoy wearing them a lot of the time because I'm just always smelling and experimenting with new things. So yeah, we're in citrus freshies. We did some sweet citruses and now I'm in the citrus freshie genre. And I'm starting with grapefruit. So I have three grapefruits. One is the Chansa Tendre. One is wood sage and sea salt that has a strong grapefruit note. And one is just like very, very grapefruit, which is the Guerlain's Aqua Allegoria Pampaloon. But this one also does have, I'm noticing a lot today, a patchouli note. For some reason, when I was trying it out yesterday, I really liked the way it smelled. It didn't smell obviously patchouli. It just made it like a stronger, like added a little intensity under it. I was trying this on with like various other Guerlain Freshie citrus fragrances, and I really liked this in comparison. But comparing it to other grapefruit fragrances, I'm like, oh, that's a lot of patchouli. So that one is the Aqua Allegorica, or Aqua Allegoria Pampaloon by Guerlain. Chansa Tendre. It is a good blend between light florals and grapefruit and a light perfumey, slightly Chanel-like. Like you can smell that it is a Chanel fragrance, but a really easygoing one. So I totally understand why this is so popular, but it's not my favorite. Wood sage and sea salt, I think I really like. I think it's just really subtle on me. Kind of a subtle, very light atmospheric fragrance, maybe just one that I would need to spray more. And then I also put on Perfumology's Boutique because it has grapefruit in it. It has like an element that really smells like Chansa Tendre. But this one doesn't actually go in the freshie category because it does have a dry down with like vanilla and woods. It gets sweeter. So I can't count it, but it has an element of Chansa Tendre that makes, out of all of these, my favorite one, even though it doesn't really count. Next, I'll do some orange fragrances that are freshies. Hey, Cozy Adventures. While I have the Aqua Allegoria Pampaloon out from Guerlain, I'm going to do a few more Guerlain citrus freshies that I have. So the Pampaloon is a nice, strong, a little bit sweet grapefruit fragrance with an underbelly of patchouli, which yesterday I didn't smell very much, but today I smell more. I think if I stay in the air and don't stiff right up, the scent in the air is not like very noticeably patchouli, but it's a sweet patchouli. It's not a like a dirty, dank kind of patchouli, but it still does give that. If you notice it, you'll notice it does give it a little darker scent behind that bright grapefruit. And I think it just works as a fixative too in some way, where it like makes the perfume last a lot longer than some of these. And then I have Aqua Allegoria Orange Soleil. which is an orange fragrance, as you would guess. And this one starts out a little more bitter than I prefer. It's got pepper, pink pepper, and bergamot and blood orange. And that the blood orange could go sweeter, but this is definitely on the fresher side. It also has petitgreen and mint, so it has this green. And after a whole hour of wearing it, actually for both this one and the Mandarin Basilic, the Mandarin Basil Guerlain one that I'll talk about next, both of them after an hour I got a little sweetness, but the first hour I don't detect any sweetness in it. It's just fresh and like a little bit bitter and herbal. Actually, the basil one, when I very first spray it, like the first moment, there's a sweetness to the basil and the orange in it, and I like that first sniff of it. But yeah, then as it dries down, I wonder what the mid notes are. Middle notes, basil, chamomile. Maybe it's the chamomile that makes it a little bit not sweet, or like my nose doesn't quite like it. It also has green tea and ivy, so it has green in it in that way. But the base notes are sandalwood and amber. So once it sits on you for an hour and it really dries down, then it does sweeten up a little bit, but it always stays very light and fresh. And then my favorite, I think my favorite of all of these citrus fragrances, these freshy citrus fragrances, is, which I'm really glad about because I blind bought this. And it's an expensive, for me, bottle to blind buy. And this is Guerlain's Eau de Cologne Imperial. It's such a pretty bottle. So this is from originally, it's like one of the first, or maybe the first Guerlain fragrance. And I'm looking at the Fragrantica right now. 1860 is when this was from. I think the story is that it was made for like some sort of royalty back then. It has lemon verbena, which I love. Kind of sweetens things up. I know for some people that smells to them like cleaning products, but to me, yeah, it just smells like a little softer, sweeter freshness. It has rosemary in the base, but it's a very light touch of rosemary. I wouldn't guess that from the way it smells to me. And then in the base, it's cedar and tonka bean, but you get it kind of throughout. This is really quite linear for me. I can kind of smell all of this, the lemon, neroli, bergamot, citruses, orange, lemon verbena, and the tonka and cedar at the same time, kind of grounding it and making it both fresh and citrusy and kind of gentle and grounded. So I love this. And somehow, I don't know if it started out all the way to the top. It must not have, because I don't think I've sprayed it enough to have gone through that much. But yeah, now I'm like, oh no, it's gonna go away someday and I don't want it to. Yeah, because this feels like a really special one. So this is maybe my signature Freshie scent that I've found. Hi Cozy Adventures, continuing on with my citrusy, freshy fragrance exploration. I'm going to share a few that didn't work for me and one that worked okay. And the first two are men's fragrances, actually, which usually, lots of times I like men's fragrances just as much or better than women's. So I was smelling them for me, but also for if I would like to smell it on a guy. And yeah, I just don't like them. They both have something like too cologne-y or perfumey for me that feels overwhelming. I guess that reminds me of a like 90s cologne or perfume or earlier. even though these aren't that old of perfumes. So I'm saying all of this and not telling you what they are. So one of them is light blue for men, pour homme, and one is bleu de Chanel for men, pour homme. And both of them have a strong grapefruit note and other citruses and some various grounding notes along with the fresh notes. And I think with the Chanel, it gives me some of that kind of classic Chanel thing that does generally overwhelm me and not maybe start to give me a headache, of being like aldehydes and patchouli, like the mix of aldehydes and patchouli just like does not smell good to me, or like starts to give me a headache pretty easily. So that's mostly what I got from this, even though it has a lot going on, and I could tell that there was some good stuff, but the patchouli and the aldehydes together like really overwhelmed my smeller. And the light blue for at first I was like, oh, maybe I actually like this more than the women's, because I liked that it had more grounding. Let's see, what does it have in the base of it? It has oak moss, it has Brazilian rosewood, but yeah, it also has juniper with the grapefruit and pepper. It just reminds me of, I think of like things my dad would use as aftershave that just smelled kind of like yucky to me. So yeah, these are not for me. And then trying out the light blue for women, I also have light blue intense for women, and I have light blue capri in love. And intense turned like too ambroxany for me, and capri in love just also had something in the dry down. Like I liked it at first, but then as it dried down, I think it also had an ambroxan issue or some other chemical I didn't like. And the regular light blue, I didn't like that much at first, that lemon and apple combo, but in the deeper dry down, it sweetened up a little bit, and I liked the scent, but it still wasn't like, ooh, I love this. It was like, oh, okay, I do like this. So those are my opinions about light blue. And next, I will tell you about a couple of them from Parlez-moi de Parfum, and a couple of lemon fragrances. Hi, Cozy Adventures. I'm continuing my exploration of citrusy freshies, and I'm starting out this one with a couple, like the two that I have that are the most like straightforwardly lemon, I would say. I mean, light blue also, but it's like an apple lemon. And the one that's really the most just lemon with a little bit of sweetness. It has lemon blossoms, which softens it. It's not just lemon juicy. Is Love's Fresh Lemon, which was maybe my first perfume. Like I used to have it in my caboodle in the 90s. And it is just a lightly sweet, lemony scent. So if I want to smell lemony, this is what I would wear. Really. After trying all these different things, I'm like, I would just wear this. Or this, which has kind of like lemon, but also all the different orange, citrus, and grapefruit probably too, and lemon balm and all of that. So Love's Baby Soft I still like, or not Love's Baby Soft, Love's Fresh Lemon I still like. And then I have Under the Lemon Tree, is that what it's called? By Maison Margiela Replica. Yeah, Under the Lemon Trees. And this one doesn't even list lemon in its notes. In the note breakdown, it lists it as lime. And then it has petitgreen, which is like the leaves and branches of a tree. It's pretty green. It has more bitterness than I prefer. And some things in it that like maybe acts as a fixative, so it stays on your skin a lot longer than a lot of these other freshies. So you might really like this if you like something on the more bitter green side, because it does last long, and you get a nice fresh scent that is not quite lemon and not quite lime. But yeah, on the more bitter side. So yeah, I'm not really a fan of that, of the replica one. And then the Michel Amarac Parlez-moi de Parfum fragrances that I tried are in this category are Wake Up World, which is a citrusy one that also has apple, like light blue, but it has such heavy ambroxan. Like that's what the Wake Up World feels like. It's like the blast of the ambroxan that in a way I don't like. So that one, unfortunately, I think I probably would have liked if it didn't have that overdose of ambroxan. And Tomboy Neroli, which has orange blossom in it along with the neroli, and that softens it and sweetens it up in a way, even though it is nice and fresh. So I do like this one. And there's another one that one reminds me of. I'll talk about it in a second. It's this one. Hi, Cozy Adventures. Let me see if I can wrap these freshy citrus fragrances up right now while we're at it. I just got Pure Poison out too by Dior, because I remembered, oh yeah, it's got orange blossom, but it's also got citrus notes. Yeah. Bergamot, orange, Sicilian mandarin. And it's like the freshie of the poisons. But as it dries down, it gets sweeter and sweeter. But I think it's going to be similar to Armani Code for women, which when I first got it from someone secondhand, when it was still winter, I was like, oh, maybe it's gone off. Like it smelled a little bitter to me and just like not very good. But now that it's warmed up, it's doing what it's supposed to do. And I think this is one that reformulated, that people really like this older version of it, or maybe it's discontinued. I can't remember. It's got a pretty bottle. So it was kind of a treasure to find. The poison is more powdery, Pure Poison. It's like citrus, orange blossom, but a little bit less freshy. Maybe that's not why. Maybe that's why I hadn't put that aside to go in this category, because it does have more of a powderiness. And this one stays more fresh in the citrus, even though it does sweeten up through the wear. The Armani Code. And what else do I want to talk about? Oh yeah, so those two and the Tomboy Neroli all are fresh orange blossomy. But yeah, this one's more powdery. This one's more fresh but honeyed citrus. And the Tomboy Neroli has a base of amber that in the deeper dry down makes it more kind of decadent. But now I'm smelling some ambroxan in it, I think, which I don't like. Yeah, I guess that these I still need to, I think the Michel Amarac ones I need to explore a little bit more, because I think they are maybe not being done a good service by coming out of little samples. Like they maybe need to be more diffuse to not have that overly ambroxan-y smell. And then actually I do have one more. Hi, Cozy Adventures. One more citrusy freshie for today, which is Elizabeth Arden's green tea. And that is a Francis Kurdshan fragrance. So I was excited about it because I was like, he's so good at making these fragrances that are really intoxicating in the air, that really make us sort of like fine, misty scent bubble of an experience. And I wore it yesterday, I think, and I was like, I don't know. I get almost no sweetness from it. Like it's a very like green tea without sugar in it, without honey in it, and lemon squeezed in it at the top. But I know it does have a lot of complexity. And it probably does interesting things in the air. And I was trying so many different fragrances out that I maybe didn't give it that much of a chance. So I think partially because I love these perfumers so much, the Michel Almerac and the Francis Kurkdjian fragrances, I'm going to keep these out and keep trying with them because I'm curious if I might have some different experiences. And also the Guerlain ones that I'm like unsure about because I still know that they are quality fragrances that maybe just take a while to dry down for me to love them. I just feel like there's more to discover in those. But that is my citrusy, freshy exploration. And that ends my year of different kinds of fragrances to explore. I will be doing a video on summery vanillas and gourmands probably, or maybe just vanillas. But yeah, I'm pretty much done going through all the different perfumes that I collected, or all the different categories of perfume samples I collected. And yeah, I'm going into a next phase of like hopefully stopping collecting and just enjoying what I have and exploring, really giving them full wears more and not trying so many different fragrances at once. And the winner of this category for me is definitely Guerlain's Eau de Cologne Imperial. From this bottle says 1853, which is I think even earlier than it says on Fragrantica. But I love this multi different citruses, light, a little bit of sweetness, and some grounding from a little bit of woods at the bottom. So nice. So that's exciting that I found my fave freshie. The other one I think that I'm liking, I mean the other Guerlain ones are good too. They're just like not like super loves. I think I like this one a lot too. But it's maybe cheating because it does sweeten up with some honey and the orange blossom. So it's not just like straight up freshy like I thought it was in the winter when I first smelled it. Yeah. Really, this is the best.